Roswell Flight Test Crew, here on the slopes of Mount Hood.
We're here with Pacific Northwest Search and Rescue.
Today they're doing some patient packaging and transport training, and we've brought Raven along to see if she might be able to help out in future search missions.
Well, let's get to it.
All right.
We left early for the mountain and met up with the team at a popular winter recreation area. The volunteers were divided up into 4 teams. We were assigned to Team 1. Each team was responsible for safely transporting a patient through 5 separate waypoints, then finding its way back home. Participating in this mission meant using some new equipment for the very first time.
I've never worn a pair of snowshoes in my life, so I give this a 50-50 chance I end up on some sort of epic fail compilation on YouTube. Stay tuned to find out.
It also meant that we had to find a way to haul Raven and the rest of our gear cross-country.
What we have here is a little sled so we can tow along all of our accessories for FPV flight. We've got Raven on top here with a FLIR attached. We've got camera bags, batteries, controller glove.
The exercise began with one member of the team being wrapped up like a burrito on a sked, which allowed her to be pulled across the surface of the snow. A veteran member of the team gave some advice to the newcomers.
In packaging in general, you don't put pressure on the patient, right? You never rest on the subject. You also want to never step over the subject. Make sure your gear isn't dangling in their face.
We got underway, and the training scenario began to unfold. At each waypoint, we made contact with base, and a new development or piece of information emerged.
We just reached our first waypoint and we just contacted base, and now they're giving us a second waypoint. And so now our navigation guy is putting it in his GPS, and now we're gonna get ready to go to the next waypoint.
When we arrived at waypoint 2, we learned that our patient was suffering from hypothermia, and we stopped for a few minutes to warm her up. At waypoint 3, we got more bad news.
Our subject is still cooling down. She's not warming up. So what we're doing now is we're sheltering in place. We're making a shelter for the patient and a shelter for the whole team. We're building 2 fires right now, so we're collecting firewood. And basically, one fire is to heat the patient, and one is to heat the team. If this was a bad, nighttime, it was snowing and really cruddy weather, we would need this fire to warm us up, but right now it's a little warm for it, but just so we know what we're doing. So
the team members' outdoor knowledge was on full display as they set up camp.
As an outdoors person, when you're walking through the forest, you come across items, pieces of wood that we call pitchwood.
Good.
Essentially what this is a tree that has burned, and as the tree burns, the pitch actually boils and falls to the bottom of the tree. So if you ever see a tree out in the forest that's still sticking out of the ground, if you dig into it, you can actually have what's called pitchwood. This is about as flammable as gasoline.
Just changed the scenario on us, and our patient took a turn for the worse. So like out of nowhere, these guys built this brilliant little camp here with fire and shelter and everything. If I'm ever lost in the woods, I want these guys coming to find me.
We took advantage of the pause to put Raven back in the air. Taking a look at the thermal imaging from the FLIR, we immediately noticed we could see right through the blue hardware store tarp that they were using to cover the patient. However, the tarp that they were using to shelter the team was opaque to the thermal camera. This could have important implications during an actual search and rescue mission, if the subject takes shelter under the same kind of tarp or something else that obstructs their heat signature. With the patient doing better, the team struck camp and started back down the mountain. Then, at waypoint 4, I got some really bad news. The team wanted me to help haul the patient.
Okay, I already had a tremendous amount of respect for these guys, but after pulling that litter through just one waypoint, and we've done 5 today. Wow, these guys are doing some hard work, and they're doing it really well, and they're making it look easy.
While I was doing that, Techenstein had a problem of his own.
Okay, so at some point I ended up rear of the pack and just was dragging this thing along trying to keep up. It's getting heavier, and at least it seems that way to me. It's not getting heavier, but it's just me. Anyway, long story short, a little brush with a small tree broke one of the props off. Now luckily brought spares. It's a quick swap out. Not going to be balanced real great, but you know what? It'll fly.
Their mission complete, the team emerged from the woods and headed for home along a nearby trail.
So that was our day on the mountain with Pacific Northwest Search and Rescue.
Well, now we get to go back up the mountain. Oh. Well, hope you enjoyed watching. See you next time.
All right, fly safe.